innovation. This is a reason for extraordinary progress of humankind. It has enabled economies to grow and lives to improve. Vaccine that prevent diseases, optical cable to create global internet, and electricity, which is backbone of almost every industry. All these things were possible because of the constant innovation. But there is a problem. While the world needs faster progress, innovation is actually slowing down. Let me explain you with some examples. In 1970s, we doubled computing power every 2 years. But now it takes far longer and costs up to 18 times more. Developing a new medicine today, it takes over a decade, billions of dollars, and still has 90% chance to fail. And it's not just about tech. Climate change is a big issue, and yet breakthrough in the clean energy is crawling. Diseases like cancer, Alzheimer, still to be cured despite 30 plus years of intense research. So, we are investing more than ever, working harder than ever, but innovation is slowing. We have hit a point where throwing more money or time isn't enough. So, the big question is, can we still innovate fast enough to solve the problem which matter most? And that's where AI comes in. It has the potential to solve this problem, and it will not only help in more economic growth but also a chance of solving some of the most important problems which human is facing right now. To understand how big the opportunity is, we need to understand something simple. How does research and development actually work? It starts with a problem or a need. Then comes the hardest part, coming up with ideas, testing those ideas, and finally choosing the one that works best. But this process is slow, expensive, and risky, whether it's building a prototype, testing a new drug, or designing a faster car. This process often takes months or years. You have to test, fail, redesign, and test again. One change at a time, one experiment at a time. But what if we could speed it up, not just by little, but by 10x, 100x, or even more? That's where generative AI comes in.
In which year do you think a large language model will make a significant scientific discovery?
I would bet that by late 27, most people agree that there has been an AI-driven significant new discovery.
To understand how effective this model can be, let's take an example of a scientist named David Becker. He is a researcher at the University of Washington. The goal was to create an entirely new protein, which will help to design new vaccine and break down environmental pollutant. This was beyond the capability of scientists to generate a protein which doesn't exist in nature. So he, along with his team, used computational method and machine learning to generate these proteins. And for leading this pioneering work, he got 2024 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Basically, AI can come up with lots of variety of design which could potentially fulfill the requirement of design part. But it still raises a big question. How can you trust whether the AI-generated image will actually work on real world? Engineers already use simulation model to predict how design will behave in real world. Of course, they are cheaper and faster than the physical text. But there is a problem. These simulations require high computation power. It takes hours, even days, to perform a single experiment. So even if you skip physical testing, you are still waiting around to test a few options. Now here is where AI changes the game. Instead of relying on traditional simulation, researchers are now using AI surrogate model. It is basically a neural network that learns to predict real-world outcomes. And once trained, it can evaluate hundreds of designs in seconds. Let me explain you with a simple example. Imagine you used AI to design a separate car. Now to test if it survived in a real crash, you typically have to build the car, crash it, review result and repeat. Even computer simulation would take hours to test a single design. But with AI surrogate model, you can instantly test dozens of designs without building a physical car. And the result? You test more ideas faster with almost zero cost. See, the world is going through some of the biggest challenges, be it climate change, lack of renewable energy, and cure of some of the deadliest diseases. And this world needs the solution of this problem. And this is where AI seems like a hope in the darkness. It seems like an accelerator in the innovation. Imagine a world where new medicines is discovered in months. Climate change solution emerges faster than the climate threat. And all the problem which we face meets an AI-powered solution. This is not a science fiction. It is the future that AI makes possible. And here's the key. AI doesn't make this future on its own. It needs us. It needs us to ask better questions, to train better model, and to dream bigger dreams. Because the real power of AI isn't the model, it's the mindset we bring to it.